And we're back. It's New Comic Book Day. There's a lot of things here. Let's get started. Aliens versus Avengers. Man, I can't talk. Authority Volume 2. Avatar: The Last Airbender. This collects in the omnibus format the Lost Adventures and the Team Avatar tales. Avengers, part of One World Under Doom. Second printings for Absolute Batman 5, 6, and 7. There are a bunch of new printings coming for all of the first 3 series of Absolutes. Detective Comics. Of course, that's the Batman book. And second cover. And Batman and Robin Year 1 as I slur my words for no reason at all. 2 covers there. And Batman Superman World's Finest, guest starring Stephen Colbert. Batwoman Elegy. This is the first Batwoman story from Detective Comics in DC's new compact comics format. Battle Beast number 2. There's a third printing of issue number 1 coming. Bring on the Bad Guys. This one features Doom. There's going to be a handful of one-shots that are all Bring on the Bad Guys and then a villain. And as far as I can tell, these are stories that happened in the past, but I have no details except that this character seems to have something to do with it. And then Catwoman. Doom's Division, which is Tiger Division, and connected to One World Under Doom. Exquisite Corpses had a fast sellout for issue number 1. This is a second printing for that. That's a special order. Fantastic Four Fanfare continues in 2 covers and 3 covers. And then an epic collection for Ultimate Fantastic Four Volume 1. You know there's a movie coming, right? Because you're going to see lots of new printings hitting the shelf. Absolute Flash. And 2 covers there. Garfield Full Course Volume 6. This collects like 3 different short series. I can't remember what all is included, but they were small snacks or something like that. And then a second printing for G.I. Joe number 5. And there's 2 covers there. And then G.I. Joe number 8. 2 covers. And another of the covers for the anniversary connecting cover thing. And then Volume 3 for G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. And I actually have to read this one because I think I missed one of the issues that was included in this when it came out and hit the shelf. Godzilla versus the Avengers. As we're chugging along through the Godzilla versus stories from Marvel. Gwenpool. That looks painful. And 2 covers. And 3 covers. I Heart Skullcrusher. Iron Man, part of One World Under Doom. Jeff the Land Shark gets another mini-series. And there's a couple of covers. The Last Witch, Blood and Betrayal. It's been a while since there was a Last Witch series. Been a couple years, I believe. Metamorpho the Element Man hits DC Finest, or DC's DC Finest format. That's some old Metamorpho stuff packed together. Monster High, Locketness Monster. Mark Spears Monsters is another cover for number 5 that shipped separately for some reason. I can't remember why. But it comes with a card. Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu Volume 1. This is just the first couple issues of the current series. And then there's issue number 9 of the current series. Mouse Guard, Dawn of the Black Axe continues. New Gods. And 2 covers there. Nightwing, Psylocke, and 2 covers there. And then Sailor Venus gets the Naoko Takeuchi treatment with codename Sailor V. These are stories that happened, I believe, before the Sailor Moon stories. Sailor Venus was active as Sailor V before Sailor Moon became Sailor Moon. And those are those stories. Spawn, Shadows of Spawn, is Japanese in origin. And like they've done with Spider-Man in similar situations, it's a slightly different character to sort of fit into the Japanese sensibilities and understandings. But this manga ran for a little while, and this collects that entire thing in English for the first time. So that's pretty cool. Amazing Spider-Man. Black Cat's got a series coming too. Spider-Verse versus Venomverse. Star Trek Omega, this sort of ends the stories in the ongoing story of IDW's Star Trek stories. It's a lot of stories. I'm saying a lot of things. Star Wars Dr. Aphra, Chaos Agent. That's a new, I assume, mini-series for Dr. Aphra. 3 covers. And then Stranger Things and Dungeons and Dragons. That's the last issue of that series. And 2 covers there. And then Superman Unlimited. That's the second issue of that series. By Dan Slott, of course. And then they're doing a cool thing. And you're going to have to go look up all of the rules and details. Adventure Comics number 210 is the first appearance of Krypto, who, of course, will be appearing in the Superman movie this summer. If you've seen the trailers, you've seen Krypto. This is a facsimile edition of Adventure Comics number 210. Everything's the same, of course, except for copyright information and price. So you can have the experience of what kids got off the rack way back when. But included in, I want to say there's 2 out in the world, are golden tickets. And yes, think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You could win tickets to go to the premiere in Los Angeles. The odds have to be staggering, but it's still the first appearance of Krypto, and there are quite a few available. So why not? Give it a try. And then Krypto, the Last Dog of Krypton, gets his own miniseries. Couple of covers there. Titans, and 2 covers there. Transformers. It's a second printing of number 15, and of course 2 covers. Usagi Yojimbo. I can't remember what series that is, but it's also dark there. The Walking Dead Deluxe. Usagi Yojimbo just keeps going, but they break them out into story arcs, so it's a real thing. Where Monsters Lie. This is volume 2, Cul-de-sac Collected. That's a special order. Wolverine. Wonder Woman. And 2 covers. And 3 covers. X-Men Raid on Graymalkin. This collects the recent mini crossover between 2 X-Men books. That was the first X-Men crossover of the new from the Ashes era. And then issue 18 of X-Men from that same series. And Emma Frost, the White Queen, gets another, again, we'll assume mini-series, but mini-series could mean 10 issues these days, with a handful of covers. And that's a shiny one. It's actually, I really like the design of the foil. So, Weapon X-Men. And Zatanna. And 2 covers there. It's adorable. And then a couple of extras. We have Milestone Compendium Volume 4. Of course, this is actually how I would want to read the Milestone stuff. There is a reading order, so you don't just get, I don't know, 10 issues of Icon and Rocket in a row. You get them in some sort of order because it was a contained universe and there was always an overarching story of some kind going on. So that's a fun thing. And there's 4 volumes of that so far. You can see how chunky that is. And then Superman Adventures Compendium 1. Similar to the Batman Adventures comics, I very much feel that the Superman Adventures books were very good. They were not dumbed down. I enjoyed the Batman Adventures comics more than I enjoyed the Batman animated series. I enjoyed the Superman animated series better than I enjoyed the Superman Adventures comics, but they were still very good. I really can't recommend DC's Adventures books more highly. They put a ton of effort into them, and it showed. And then Trigun Maximum Volume 5 of the deluxe editions. That is the last one of those. And that is everything this week. If you see something you like, let me know. I'll try and get it for you. And subscribers, keep picking up your books. You're doing great. With a couple of exceptions. But, we'll talk this summer. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon.